when I wrote my book about middle schoolers, there were 6 of them, and they went to school in Howard County, Maryland, which, as everyone in this room probably knows, is a affluent school system. They went to a good school in Howard County, and they got decent grades, all of them, if not good grades. And I would say, now they're all college age, and I would say about 2 of them are probably on track to graduate on time from college. And so we often think of this as a problem for disadvantaged children, but I feel like in the middle class, and even in the upper middle class, children of educated parents, there's a huge gap between sort of this vague notion that they're college ready or that they will be just by where they are, virtue of where they are and who they are, and yet they're not maybe taking the steps to, it should be given to them that they need to take ACT prep, or really they sort of have this vague goal, they want to go to UCLA, but they really don't know what it takes to get there. Or, I mean, there's a million little things that can sort of separate your vague college aspiration from actual college readiness. And I'm wondering, how you perceive that issue in terms of what it really takes to be college ready versus what families think it takes.
So let me see. You said a lot, so try to pay attention. Let me see if I can really answer it. In talking about building culture that's college ready and focused, that's why the Partnering with College Summit to me was so important. Again, as has been labeled this aggressive principal, and I am. When College Summit became known to me as a first-year principal at Largo High School, I pretty much campaigned Dr. Daisy to give me College Summit. So I recognized I needed that vehicle to be able to make my students college and career ready and start building that culture. I think I could have built it without it, but by being a College Summit partner and training students to do it as peer leaders and then giving that information to the staff, we were all able to have the same conversation. And so now our students really understand. They say they want to go to Duke and they want to go to University of North Carolina, even University of Maryland, but what does it take to get there? And so, no, you can't go there if your cumulative grade point average is a 2.3 and you have a 1200 in your SAT. So not that you say you can't go to college, but that might not be the best fit for you. So then those are the conversations that we have. And building that culture is having the discussions about it, having courses like College Summit, using an advisory program, training our teachers to have college discussions, starting in it at 9th grade. Advisory program, so really building a true college-going culture so that when the students come in, it's really not a matter of if I'm going to college, but when, and not just going to college, but staying to college as well, and staying and completing. So we use a lot of data benchmarks, and I show students different websites, and I've done workshops with parents and saying, okay, you want your child to go to this school, so let's look at collegeresults.org, and so let's look at the makeup of different schools, the requirements, how long it's going to take. So it's really culture building by using information and building community and building relationships, and everyone's saying the same thing. And another piece of that is also hiring staff members who all believe the same thing and all have the same philosophy. Like-minded individuals will get you there.
I think today we can't really rely on the college counselor to be, the sole person to do that job in the schools that even still have them. But it seems to take a significant effort to get every adult in the building to be doing that work.
Counselors have so much to do. So it needs to be everyone being informed about graduation requirements. It's really about making everyone mini counselors, so to speak. So I mentioned advisories. So one of the things that we have in place at our school is every other week students meet with a group of teachers. And I prepare the lesson plans personally because it's very focused on what I want our students to have. And a lot of our lesson plans are focused on preparing for colleges, 2-year colleges versus 4-year colleges, test-taking skills, what's the ACT versus the ACT. And so the goal is that the students get an advisory, but the teachers also infuse it throughout their regular lessons as well. So the whole school is learning the same thing, and they're saying the same thing.
Can you talk very briefly about the role of middle schools in college readiness?
Middle schools need to start having the conversation in 6th grade as well. and they need to start really, they need to stop pushing students to high school. They really need to create a curriculum where students are prepared when they come into high school, so that we don't spend a lot of time remediating them and not helping them get to that fourth year of college. I'm sorry, that fourth year of math, that fourth year of science. But the conversation of college should not start happening in ninth grade. Students should have an idea of it in sixth grade and seventh grade, and not just a global but specific idea of what college looks and feels like and what's the expectation.